Now, 3 years ago, the Australian Trucking Association, together with Daimler Truck and Bus, launched the Daimler Future Leaders Forum. It's a career-defining program that develops the next generation of Australia's trucking leaders. The program has had 3 cohorts of future leaders who come from all around the country, from a range of backgrounds and roles within the industry, from drivers to directors and managers and right across the full gamut. Here's a look at the 2020 Future Leaders Forum and what they got up to.
Daimler's Future Leaders has really grown over the last years, and we couldn't be happier with the sponsorship and the way it's been received. We've had some great people go through the program. We've had some fantastic outcomes, and the alumni from that program have been in contact with each other ever since and really built a nice foundation to go forward and relationships in the industry.
This is groundbreaking. This is really taking on tomorrow's leaders, giving them that training, that development at this early stage, ready for the future. So we are starting to future-proof our member association boards through this training.
The recognition that you feel when you get chosen or accepted for this, it's invaluable. You can't put a price on it.
I was really excited. I was also a bit nervous, coming away, not knowing anyone else that's here. But everyone is really friendly, very down to earth. It's been a really welcoming group.
I think it's great to see a program that's so unique in the industry that's about developing the next generation of future leaders. And I feel that all the topics that we've covered are going to set our participants up for that future success. So it's been really enjoyable, and I'm really proud to be part of a program that is so unique to our industry and remains to be unique as it stands right now.
We have our future leaders come here to Canberra. They have leadership training with a facilitator, which is Rod Hatch. We also have our media training with Anne Fulwood. And across those 2 days, they're really getting an insight into not just elements of association land and what might be called upon them if they were working or on a board within a member association, but those skills that they can take back to their own jobs and their own career paths and all those sorts of things. As part of the program, we also go to Parliament House and we have meetings, group sessions with politicians, and that's really to understand the advocacy side of what we do. And it is quite overwhelming when that first visit happens, but the energy and excitement after they leave is great.
I think it's really impressive that they believe in us, and they've got the right view of forward thinking to invest in young people now, so hopefully one day we make a big difference.
Oh, it was a little bit daunting coming over here. I didn't really know what to expect and how full on, and when it says that it's 2 full-on days, it is really 2 full-on days.
Really fantastic opportunity for me personally to be able to grow my network within the transport and trucking industry, which is very important for anybody. So I'm really excited for what that brings as well.
The future leaders are the future of this industry and the industry as a whole. And it's important that we continue to support that, and we continue to push our resources behind that to give them a head start and give them an accelerated process to become better leaders in the industry. Our side, we're extremely happy to be sponsoring the Daimler Truck and Bus Future Leaders again. We couldn't be happier with the way it's gone. We're really looking forward to a great intake this year. Good luck to all those people in there, and keep on trucking. We'll talk soon. Thanks, bye.
And it's great to have the team joining us now. Daniel is standing by for us, and along with him, Anne Fulwood, Media Mentor, and Robyn Zadow, the 2018 Future Leader and Director of Windy Creek Contractors in Western Australia. Great to have them all with us. Fullers, if I can start with you, great to see you, number one. Firstly, what does this program mean to the industry, do you think?
Oh, look, I think, Mark, great to see you, being back on the air with you for the first time in a long time.
It's been too long, Fullers.
So and it's a great pleasure to be here. And I must say, if I may first and foremost say, as you saw, Daimler for supporting such a thing, because the average age mark of truck drivers in Australia is 47 years old. So you can see that there's a generational necessity to keep bringing new people in. So we applaud Daimler for this, because really having a vision like this, a global company, means that Australia is almost a test case to see what we can do about bringing together a community of both young and old and crossing the generations. And the other thing is the ATA for thinking, actually, we've got to get this industry strengthened and emboldened and empowered by their younger leaders, following in the footsteps of some fantastic people who've led the way for so long. And as you know, the trucking people say all the time, without trucks, Australia stops, Mark, and we do know that.
Yeah, absolutely, and well said. Robyn, if I could ask you, what was it like going into the program and being one of the first of that Future Leaders group? What did you take out of it?
Thanks, Mark. It was a bit daunting being the first group. I guess we didn't really know what to expect, I suppose, and I come from a very small company in the West, so showing up to Canberra was a bit daunting to start off with, but it was a really great group. We obviously all had common backgrounds, so it was really, really easy to build a bond with those people, which was, I think, a really, really great outcome of the program, which I think has followed on with the subsequent groups. That bond is really, really important and has been valuable going forward.
Okay, so now we're a few years on. What are the main things, or what was the most important thing you took out of it?
I think for me personally, and particularly this year with the changes, the idea of leadership not only within your own organisation, but leadership right holistically through the industry. So if you want to affect change, the ability that the ATA gave us that time, sponsored through Daimler, to learn how that advocacy program works from our little industry associations in our own states, how that information can feed through and how we can be a part of that on a wider basis. So particularly this year for me, we run a tiny organisation. Without those networks that I had, it would have been a lot more difficult to navigate the challenges we've had in transport this year if I didn't have the understanding of how my industry association works and could assist me. So I think that's been a really dominant thing for me this year.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Daniel, it is a fantastic program to be behind, and congratulations and thanks to Daimler Truck and Bus for getting behind it. Why do you think it's so important to the industry, and what does it mean to Daimler?
It's interesting listening to Robyn and Robyn's cohort talk about what they got out of it, and I think for us that's a measure of the success for the industry. We set ourselves a task to be market leader, and we also said to be market leader we need to lead the industry. And it's one thing to donate money or put money forward to the ATA and tick a box to say that we're being responsible and showing leadership, but that was, to be honest, not enough for us. We looked at our own experiences, and we had a pretty young management team at that stage. And 47's not that old, Anne, as an average age. I'm okay with that. But when we looked at, I guess, what we missed out on, or what we would have given ourselves if we had the opportunity to do it again, most of us got our training after a promotion. When we got to a certain level, we were then taught how to behave at that level. And if we could have done anything, it would have been to get that training before we needed it and to be able to learn and step into the jobs more ready. So we were looking at the program, and the ATA, most of the credit goes to them. They were the ones who put it together. And it's been, I have to say, even more successful than we would have hoped. When you talk to the graduates of the program and the fact they still talk to each other, it's been really, really promising from our side. And I think the types of training that are in there, media training and lobbying training, are not the type of things that most people in our industry have been exposed to, particularly at a young age. And like all industries, our industry has changed a lot, and we need to make sure that we equip all the people in the industry to make it as good as it possibly can be.
Yeah.
We love working in trucks, and we hope that it becomes a destination industry for more young, intelligent people.
Yeah. And Daniel, I'm sure there's a lot of those young, intelligent people who are watching right now and thinking, boy, this is my aim. I want to be part of this program. Just very quickly and finally, where do you see it going forward? Where is this program heading to?
Well, look, we're really committed to it, and we think each year when we sit with the ATA after each cohort goes through and get their feedback on what they liked, what they disliked, what they thought was really beneficial, we take all that into account and adapt it for the following years. I think the one thing I hope that will come as we go forward is, and it was really, again, interesting to hear Robyn say it, for the alumni of this to get together and become the future of the industry and know each other, and even in times of COVID, be able to ring somebody and say, hey, you know, and know them and have interaction with them and be really comfortable with that exposure. I'm like Robyn, I came from a small country town or a bit more remote, so it's nice to get that exposure to other people and get other ideas and other views and be able to lean on those people going forward as well in the industry.
Yeah, look, it's a great program, team. Thank you very much for your time today, Anne. Great to see you. Thank you, Robyn. Thank you, and an awesome job. We really appreciate the work that Daimler has done with it as well. Daniel, thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
Great to see you, Mark. Thanks.